welcome. This is just going to be a quick tutorial on setting up OBS and connecting that and Streamerbot so as you can start using Streamerbot. It's a setup for Twitch and it will be all set up in default locations just for ease of use. So right, well, we'll get into this then, I suppose. First thing we need to do is get OBS. Just go to obsproject.com. All the links will be down in the description below. Depending what you got, I'm doing this for Windows, so that's what I'll be clicking. I've already downloaded it because I've got rubbish internet, just for saving time. But you just click there, download 64-bit, good to go. So let's install this. So it's as simple as that. There's my download. I'm installing this in default location, which is C Programs OBS Studio. So we'll just install that quickly. And it won't take long. Right, we will launch this straight away and just connect it to Twitch, just because then that's done, because it does have a default connection to Twitch. So as soon as you click finish, it will open itself up. We're going to optimize this one for streaming, recording secondary, so we'll leave that as it is. Click next. On here, default canvas, 1920 by 1080, which is pretty much the highest you can stream to Twitch anyway. I know YouTube allows higher, like 4K and stuff, but yeah, we're not interested in that at the moment. For the time being, we're just setting this up specifically for Twitch and Streamerbot. Okay, so just click next. Twitch, connect to account. You can manually add your stream key if you want, but I'll just log in because it's easier. So I'll connect it to my bot account. So it's what's it bot. And connect. I would highly advise anyone who's setting up for Twitch or YouTube or well, anything else for that fact, if you have the option, use an authenticator, because it just makes life so much safer. No getting hacked, and because this number changes every minute or so, so I'm not bothered about hiding it on screen, because it'll probably never come up again. It's like running lottery numbers all the time. So just authorize that, and that is it basically. We won't do the bandwidth test because I know what my bandwidth is and it's rubbish. So we're going to use hardware encoding. So the bitrate for me, basically 1000 is 1 megabyte. My upstream is only 7 meg upload. And because of fluctuations and stuff, I just stream at 3000, which is 3 meg. Don't have any issues with that. So yeah, and connect account recommended. We've already done that, so we don't need to do it. Next. That's just letting you know what settings you've chosen. My output is scaled resolution of 720, which is fine, as soon as most people are watching your Twitch either on their phones, tablet, or in the window. So yeah, unless you get transcoding as a partner or something, 720 is fine, to be honest. And that is it. So we just click accept on both, and it's automatically put your stream titles in for you. Drop in. Sort that out in a minute. Yeah, this is just so you can put your stream titles in. There's your chat box, so that makes life easier for a start. As far as OBS is done, that is done pretty much for the minute. So we can now close that. Now, to use Streamerbot, you have to add the OBS WebSocket so as they can talk to each other. You can go to the OBS website and download the plugin manually and install it. For new users, it can be a little bit of a ball ache, to be honest. Especially if you're not entirely sure where you're putting stuff, and it's easy to make a mistake and put it in the wrong place, and yeah, lots of confusion. So what I use, which makes life so much easier, for those of you who've played World of Warcraft, you will recognise the layout of this, because it's fairly similar to the plugins manager you'd use for Warcraft or some other MMOs. So it's Starscape we'll be using. Starscape OBS Manager, which is here. And that's what you'll be downloading from here. As I said, I've already downloaded it, but here's your download. So you just simply download that, and here it is. You don't need to tell it where OBS is, because it will automatically find it. I'm obviously installing this in its default location, so I'm just going to install. Let that do that. And then we'll run it straight away. And here's what you got. So if we make that, well, we can't make it bigger, but here's all the most popular plugins that you could want to use. They're all here, and it's just basically a one-click install, and it's a repository of whatever you want. So in future videos, I'll be using this to install the plugins that we need as we accumulate more. But for the purposes of this video, all we want is the OBS WebSocket. So all we do is install that, and this does it all for you. So no messing around, unpacking stuff, sticking it all in. There we go, it's complete. Can't get much easier than that. So that is done. If you've also got this, keeping on top of your plugins, keeping them up to date and remembering what one's where, what one needs updating, can also be a pain. So you've also got the update here now, and it checks all my plugins are up to date, obviously, because I've just installed it. But if it wasn't, it would give me a list of which ones need updating, and you've got a one-click button, and it will just do a lot of them in a couple of minutes. So yeah, good job. And obviously on installed, that's what we've got installed at the moment, because we've only just installed that. So it's just easy. And if you want to remove a plugin, click uninstall, job done. As I said before, all the links will be in the description below. And also there's a page on the United World Gamers website, which has got a list with all these there. If you ever want to have a look up for any other stuff that's coming up in the future, that's also listed there. Right, and the only other thing we need to do is, just for ease of use, me personally, I like Stream Elements. Basically because it just works, it's free, it's hassle free, it's all drag and drop. just for your basic overlays, but also it's very easy to set up, like a donations button and things like that, and they don't charge you anything for it. You've also got the option to create an online store for anything that you want, and they've got selected stuff that you can create: cups, jumpers, t-shirts, hats, whatever. It shows you what the price of the item is when you're creating it, and then you can put your actual price of what your viewers, followers will see, and show you how much profit you make from each one. So that's really good, and that's also free. Everything to do with Stream Elements is free. It's not like the other software that shall not be named, Streamlabs, which is just full of paywall shit everywhere basically, and it's very easy to get sucked in, not only for yourself as a content creator, with little charges, a couple of pound here, a couple of pound there, but also for people who want to use, if you're using that, people will go and make a donation, and because of the ambiguous way that their donations button works, a lot of people get conned into signing up for a subscription to them without realising it, until obviously they get the statement through, and then it's like, what's that £5 charge for? So yeah, I wouldn't recommend Streamlabs for anybody. It's just it's a con, because it's made up of all the free software that's available on the net anyway, and they just charge you for it. So why pay for something that you can get for free? Yeah, so Streamlabs, big con. Don't use it. Or my recommendation is don't use it. Right. So anyway, back to getting on Stream Elements. Now this is going to log me into the wrong one, so we'll have to log out of that and log in again. Right. So let's log in. We're going to log in with Twitch. And there's my bot account, so we just authorize that, and all set up. That is it. What we need is click our account, and we're going to download Stream Elements Live, which is just another plugin for OBS, but I just find it real easy with the chat box, the way it's laid out, and the activity feed that gives you what's going on in stream, so it just makes life easy to keep track of. And obviously, as you can see on the screen, you can keep track of your tips, followers, subscriptions over the months, years, see how you're doing, and the totals are at the top there. So yeah, we're going to get Stream Elements Live now. Click that. It is downloading. It's not very big, so we will open that up and just yes, it doesn't take long. He says I'll start counting sheep while we wait. As I did explain at the beginning of the video, my internet is rubbish. So the advantage of living outside the city, nice green countryside. The disadvantage, rubbish internet. We will catch up with the city boys at some point. As to when, no idea. But you make the best of what you got. Apart from having to pre-plan what I stream and play, the actual streaming part of it, don't really have any issues, apart from the normal ISP stuff when they just decide to just have a meltdown at night sometimes, which, you know, it's going to happen with wherever you go, whatever service you got, you're going to have technical problems at some point. So yeah, just living this far out in the sticks, they tend to happen more often. So I have the feeling my dog's going to come bursting through the door in a minute. Right, that's downloaded, so now we'll just install that. So just agree. I'm going to put it in default location again. We don't need OBS Studio because we've already got that, so we just want the live add-on. Click install. And that is it. So click finish. We're going to launch it and we'll see what we've got. Right. So let's just click yes. Right. This is because we've now installed this WebSocket. So I always put a password on, even though it's only my own network that's connecting to it, but you never know. So we'll just stick a nice password in there. That's the only thing I'll change. And click OK. Right. Then with this, all we've got to do now is just drop these in the corners here, like that. And like that. And then do the corners, I think. That's it. We're all set up. So we're not going to change anything for the minute, but this is where you'd put your stream title, so testing at the moment. That's the notification that would go out to your followers. You can change that to whatever you like. And the category you're playing in. You can obviously change that to whatever you like as well, but we're playing Apex Legends. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it playing, but yeah, there you go. Click done for the time being. And on your chat side, that's just normal. Obviously it's put its own thing, and we want to obviously log back into Stream Elements Live, so we're going to do Twitch again. And just accept the cookies, and the same as before. And just log back into it. Now it's going to ask me for my authenticator again, which this time, as you'll be able to see, will be another complete different number. So and just remember this for 30 days. Submit. Authorize. And that is it. You can import, if you come over from the other thing, you can import your stuff from there, or you can just get on with it. We'll do that later. So continue, and we'll leave there. Yes, don't need to go to Twitch. Thank you very much. Right, on here is continue setup for whatever you're doing. We don't need to do that in a minute. What we need to do now is get Streamerbot, basically. So we'll close that. We will close that, and I have Streamerbot already installed, but I will show you where to get it from. So it's basically Streamer.bot. Can't get easier than that. Here's your download point. So Streamerbot, that's what you want. Actually, for how big it is, we'll download it. There you go. It is that simple. Right, once downloaded, we can then I'll remove that because that is an older version I've been messing around with, so I'll just bin that. Right, now if we go to downloads, here's the one we've got. So we'll just unpack that, extract all, and open the box. There we go. That's all you got. Basically a load of files in there. That's your shortcut they'll be using. Alright, the most important thing about this is wherever you put it there permanently, because you can't really move it after you started using it. So if you're going to put it hidden away on your hard drive anywhere, it doesn't matter where you put it, but just put it where it's not going to be moved, because that will break it, and you know, that can cause you a few problems if things not working. So right, oh hello, yeah, the dog's come to meet us. Your dog. Yeah. He doesn't know anything about streaming at all, actually, so don't take any notice of him. Yes. Right, so we now have that, and we need to connect it to OBS. So let's just get OBS open. Right, now to connect it to OBS, we need to go in here, go to the Streamerbot shortcut or application, and just double click it. This is because it's a work in progress, it's entirely safe. You can run as many scans on it as you want, so don't worry about that, so just run anyway. And it will open itself up. Okay, there we go. Right, now obviously we want to connect to OBS straight away, so here we go, OBS, and as you can see we've got no connections, so we need to connect. So we need to add, call it whatever you want, so this will just be OBS test. Put in the password that you put in for the socket, and auto connect on startup, reconnect on disconnect, just in case you do have issues. It will just reconnect if there's something that goes on. So click OK, and it will be auto connect, reconnect, and if I highlight that, you will see that it says disconnected. This is because obviously the program's already open, so it won't connect. So all we do is click connect. There you go. Scene, because we've got a scene there, and groups. We haven't got any groups, and we've got nothing else. Now what you need to do is just to connect this to Twitch. You can either click connect to Twitch, or go to settings, Twitch accounts, and here's where you set up your accounts. Now you've got two accounts here. One is your broadcaster account. If you only use a broadcaster account, everything that Streamerbot puts into chat will come as it's coming from you. So in this case, because I'm using bot, it will be what's it bot, blah blah blah, explanation, whether it's doing redemptions, anything else. Or you can have your broadcaster account, and you can create a second Twitch account, which you can easily do, and this is where you'd add your second account, whatever name you've got. Type in a name, connect to Twitch, and log in, and then everything that Streamerbot goes to put in chat would be using your bot account name to do that text, so as it separates you and your bot. But it's not something you have to do. So anyway, let's connect. And obviously, there you go. That's what's it bot. If I wanted to put it to a different account, all you do is not there, not you, and then select your other account. But this will be doing that. So that's it, and we're connected. So we want to auto connect that, and auto reconnect. As far as the bot is concerned, that is it, finished. We are now all connected, and you can start messing around with adding actions, channel point rewards, any commands, chat commands you want to add, for example. So for this, we will create an action that plays a sound. Simple, just as a real simple example. So we will add test group, none, not worried about that in a minute. The default queue, and click OK. Right, that is it created. Now we've got to tell it what we want that to do. So in the sub actions, we will add action, play sound. Play sound. Well, as you can see, I've got quite a few different so we'll just play it on default. Right, so now we've got to just find a sound file, which will be got downloads. There you go. Tuscan Raider. Now, if you want this to finish playing before it moves on to its next step, you leave this ticked. If you want it to automatically start that and then start the next one straight away while that's still continuing, untick that. Depending what I'm doing, depends whether I leave that ticked or not, because that also acts as a timeout gap before the next part of the action happens. If you want the sound to play first before something happens, or if you want them both together, you untick that. But for this, we'll just leave it as that. At the end of every sub action I do, I always like to add a little delay of just 1 second. So that's 1000 milliseconds. Just to make sure there is just a slight gap between, like if you've got lots of people spamming, it just gives a little gap between all the different commands, channel points, whatever redeems are all going on, just to break it so there's all like sort of blur into one thing. You can make that longer, shorter, it's entirely up to you. But for this, I'll just leave it at 1000, so that's 1 second. And that is it. Now, you're thinking, how do we activate that? Well, that's a good point. You can either, you could add it to a command. So if I was to add command, and we'll call it command sound, group none. Now here we need to select the action that we just made. So there it is there. Double click that. That is it. Cooldown, no worries. You can also make this for moderators only, subscribers only, VIPs only, or as it is for everybody. So we'll leave it as it is for everybody and click OK. And then in chat, if we type it, hopefully, but now we've got that working, you may say to yourself, don't really want that as a sound, or not today. So you can actually, without deleting what you've done, just disable it. You see the little box there, there's no tick next to it. Now that won't work. So if I type that without the F, nothing happens. That is something, so you don't have to remove stuff if you don't want to use it, just unselect it as active. So that's inactive, so we'll turn it back on anyway. So enabled again, and then as you can see, it's now ticked. If you didn't want that as a command in chat, you can add it as a channel point reward. So add, call that sound as well. Sound, we'll call it 100 points. We don't need a prompt for that. You could add in a description of what it is, whatever, entirely up to you. You can set the color of the button on your channel point rewards. And group, which we're not going to worry about yet, and then just test. Right. The reason I got that error is because obviously SWATSIP.bot is not an affiliate, so he is unable to access channel points. So to show you that it does actually work, we will move over onto the desktop, which is here, going that way. All right, now we're on my Stream PC, so this will be a lot more complicated. Right, we'll just open up Streamerbot. There we go. In the actions, as you can see, I've got a lot of actions, and it's easy to keep backed up. I've also got a lot of channel points. So but just to prove a point, we have here R2D2 set 100 points, or beers, as my channel points called. So we want to play that one, so we will just go down and look for R2D2. Basically, there it is. Do we want to redeem that? Yes. And there we've got an R2D2. That's not the full effect because there's some animations with that, but that's saved to a different screen. It's something that we'll get around to in future videos. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful, and we will be back soon with more on this and how to get your actions set up properly, how to import actions, because there are a lot of import codes around which are hugely helpful, and also save you the time of doing the codes, and it's just basically making adjustments for your particular stream. And camera setup, obviously everybody's got different cameras, different names, so yeah, we will get around to that on the next video. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy yourselves, be safe, and yeah, have fun. If you've got any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, or pop along to the unitedworldgamers.org forums and drop us a message on there. Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time.